G'day guys, weekly wrap comes from Ararat Trials this morning. It's great to be back at the trials. I've been missing this for the last 6 or 8 months. This is a really good time. You get here to catch up with a whole heap of people. You can see your horses go around that are coming back from a spell or whatever else, and you learn a lot more about the horses, and it's good to see them under saddle, and it's good to catch up with the jocks. You've got Harry Coffey here, John Allen, Geordie Childs, Declan Bates. They're all here, so you can catch up, have a bit of one-on-one time with them as well, and also catch up with trainers. You've got Archie, Henry, Paul, Mitch. You've got all the different trainers here as well, so you can catch up and have a chat about the horses and where they're at. So it's really good. Beautiful day, a little bit chilly here, but anyway, we'll get straight into the weekly wrap. We're going to do a few things a little bit differently here. I've screwed Johnny Allen down to get a bit of a tip off him going forward. I've also screwed down Paul Prishka to try and get a tip off him. So there's two there, 2 interviews, and we're going to do something a bit different. Rob, the big bear, he's going to join in to do a bit of a video update and give us a tip on what he thinks could win this coming up, because obviously Lee does his tips, but Rob's the one that studies the form the most, and he's the one that in Rob we trust. He loves the punt. He's been cooped up at home for the last 8 months working on forms and stuff like that, as well as doing a whole heap of work behind the scenes. So we'll get the big bear in as well. So we'll kick off with runners last week. We had Andrea Montagna went around the Werribee Cup. Look, what do you want to say? We backed him up, didn't work. Werribee's normally 90% of the time you go around at Werribee, it's a massive front runners track, and on Sunday it was a dead set sweepers track. There was a massive headwind down the back. The horses up front had to work in it. Anything with a bit of cover or sit just went straight past the leaders. You wouldn't credit it, but we led and at a nice tempo, but just that headwind and the fact that we backed him up and he's been away from home. He doesn't, he doesn't tend to back up that well. So, we haven't done it before, but he seemed he didn't back up that well. So we'll get him home, give him a 4-week break, and then from there we'll keep him going. We've got a few different things in mind. We'd love a Darwin Cup. That'd be an awesome trip, and it's a great money race, and it's a great time. So Darwin Cup would be something that we could definitely look at. I was talking to Johnny Allen Irish before, and he's like, yeah, I'll be going up to ride him. I'd love to go up to Darwin. So long way off, but it's something that Dave Jolly's got in the back of his mind. So we can look at that. Also, we had the week was La Flanaise, who went around at Pakenham in the Vobis Gold Race there. She was pretty disappointing on the day. She had excuses. She was back to the wrong part of the track. She kind of got back. It was a slowly run race. The first 3 across out of the barriers were the first 3 across the line, so it was a really slowly run race. Look, you didn't want to be back near the inside. It was pretty windy. There was a few excuses, and I think probably once further. It was only 1400. A set of blinkers, a bit more work through the week. She came back having a good blow. Set of blinkers and 1700 at Warrnambool, and I think she'll probably, there's a Vobis Gold Race worth nearly 80,000 there at Warrnambool, so I think she'll come out and be really competitive at her next start. You'll see a really nice bit of improvement, but we'll need to. She was disappointing, so we need to get to see some improvement from her, because there's some nice little Vobis races around for her, especially when we can step out over a little bit of ground. But I think the key to her will be a bit of racing, B, some blinkers, and see a bit of ground, and hopefully we can see some nice. Mount Madeira went round at Murray Bridge for David Jolly. He was disappointing again. Pulled up with a few issues, which David's trying to work out now. He's a horse that probably has got a couple of little issues. Doesn't love running through that kind of pain barrier, which is completely understandable. We might try a couple of things, give him a little bit of help along, see if we can get him feeling really good. And in that, then trying to get him let down a little bit better. He'll find an 1800 metre race at Morphettville, I think, coming up. So fingers crossed he can improve a lot with a little bit of help there. They are our 2 runners from last week. Upcoming runners this week, really excited about this week. We've got on Saturday, we've got Profiteer, Capitalist Athena Last Colt, goes around in the 2-year-old race. This would be officially the earliest we've ever had. I've had a 2-year-old runner, but as RTD's been established, I think this is the earliest we've ever had a 2-year-old runner ever go around. I've never had one go around before Christmas. I think the earliest before that was Crone. She went round around about January, mid-Jan. So it's pretty exciting for us. He stood up really well to the campaign. He kind of went a little bit shin sore early this year, but his shins seem okay at the moment. We're going to get a little bit of give in the ground there at Flemington, not heaps, but enough for him to run well. It's a complete unknown, and that's the exciting thing about it. There's a whole heap of horses. There's a couple of well-bred horses. There's a spruik on Matt Laurie's horses, a spruik on 3 or 4 horses, which there always is in these 2-year-old races, but it's an exciting time. We're either going to walk away really, really happy, we're going to walk away satisfied, or obviously a little bit flat, but that's racing and it's exciting. So he goes around the first at Flemington. Then we've got Crone, goes round in the last at Eagle Farm, the listed race up there. Jesus, looks like a good race for her. Looks like there's going to be 20 to 40 mils of rain up there. Drawn barrier 3. Michael Rod, we know and trust. We've had him here. We've got some horses coming behind us now for trial 8. We know and trust. I think there's enough speed on. She'll get a really nice settling position, and off her trials that you can see here, I think she'll be really competitive. Second up, she's always been really good. So Tony Gollan's really bullish about her chances on the weekend. So good luck to everyone there. Then we've got Ayrton, the well-named Ayrton, after Ayrton Centre, goes round for us, having a first start at Bendigo over 1300 on Sunday. He's one that we bought 3 or 4 months ago from as a tried horse from New Zealand in conjunction with Mick Price, Mick Kent, and wouldn't be changing a thing at the moment. Obviously you can see here he trialled really well at Traralgon, and looks great, big strong horse, and he's ready to go to the races. Whatever you do, he'll improve a lot on, but I think it's an exciting time for anyone that's in that. It's an exciting time for the Crone and Profiteer owners. Other than that, coming up, Get in the Queue will probably go around at Moonee Valley in a maiden next Friday night, so Friday week. It'd be pretty exciting for people there. It's great concept, Moonee Valley racing at night, and you can get a maiden over 1600 worth 50,000. It's a great way for the owners to get to town and watch their horses go around, and there's a lot more of that going on. I think there's 500 people allowed in at Bendigo on Sunday. The same at Flemington, so owners can get there and they can watch their horses go around, which is really exciting. And the whole world, or not the whole world, but Australia seems to be getting back to a lot of normality. All right, let's get into the next part of it. Johnny Allen, here's his tip, and I'll put a bit of translation in there underneath so you know what horses he likes for the weekend. Irish, just on that note, his tip is my tip as well. So Friday night at the Valley, but here it is. John Allen, we're here at Ararat. John and the Irish, you've ridden a few for us lately, mate. We haven't had much luck. We need something from you, so I'm pulling you up, and for our listeners, I want a horse to follow going forward that you've been on lately that you think could be in the winner's circle soon, mate.
Yeah, look, couple going around. I rode a horse yesterday, actually called Breed. Look, he didn't get the job done yesterday, but I think he'll make a nice 3-year-old in the autumn and possibly target something like Adelaide Derby or something like that. So yeah, I think he's a horse to look for in the autumn time, and possibly maybe a ride one Friday night there for Kieran called Red Santa. I think he should be hard to beat.
Red Santa, no worries. I'll put this little bit of translation up there for everybody so we know which horses are going around. Anything else happening, mate? You're not riding this weekend. You're off to a wedding, I hear. So have a couple of days off.
Yeah, taking a few days off. I'm riding up till Friday, and yeah, taking a few days off. So
yeah, so then you'll be sweating and trying to get those K's off after that.
Possibly, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Not too late. Anyhow, we'll be back Wednesday in Caulfield.
Wednesday, Caulfield. Thanks, Irish. So that's Johnny. You got the translations. We've got it all in there. So that's his tips for the horse to follow. I definitely agree with him, and that's his tip on at the Valley. We've also got Paulie Prushka, who's chimed in, and this one was like Paulie Teeth, guaranteed. I've been at him all morning, and he's come back 3 or 4 times, but horses for him to follow. So here's Paulie's thoughts. Ararat, Paulie, Prushka, this is going to kill you, mate. I'm going to try and, it's going to be like extracting teeth here, but I'm going to try and get a winner for the punters out here for our RTD listeners. I asked you earlier and you've come back 3 times and changed your mind, but what do we got?
Oh, look, I think next week there's a little Thunder Park kicking around a maiden at Horsham, very competitive horse, and probably the best horse I got going at the moment. It's come really well from the spells, Marcel from Derid, so really look forward to seeing these guys get going in the next couple of weeks. Bit in them.
All right, you heard it first. Paul's come up with one, so we'll get him back on in a week later. If they've become no good, we'll get some feedback from everybody and see how they've gone. All right, thanks. So that's one to follow, and I'm sure that we'll be able to get back in next week, and we'll get a bit of feedback from everybody. If you want to give a bit of feedback on this, then let us know, and we'll get stuck into Paul if they don't go any good, and we can I can definitely relay the feedback to him as well. So. That's Paul. Now, most importantly, Lee's got his tips up as the best bet of the week. So he missed out last week. So we're going to stop the 2-1. We're going to start again. We're going to all start 0-0-0. So we've got myself, my tip for Moonee Valley. Lee's obviously on the newsletter and the write-up. And take 3. This is the Big Bear, Rob's tip for the week.
Good afternoon, punters. Best bet of the weekend. We're going to go to Sha Tin on Sunday, the Group 1 Hong Kong Mile, and it is Golden 60. In terms of the price, it will be probably around that $2 mark. So this horse is a jet, and it's a classic fill-up. It's more you bet is more you win. One bet of the weekend, Sha Tin Hong Kong Mile, Group 1, Golden 60. If you're keen to have a look at Flemington on Saturday, I'll give you 2. Race 3, number 3, Chief Eltony. It will be a Damien Oliver steer. We're looking for a peach from Ollie from Barrier 4. We'll get the run of the race at about $4. And race 8, number 3, Lamborghini. No luck last start at Moonee Valley. $12. We'll get back and run home over the top. Thank you.
So there's the bear. He's looking a treat, and he's out and about. He's a happy man at the moment, being able to get out and go to the races. He's been to, since the race has been back and owners have been able to attend, he's been to Sandown, he's been to Pakenham, he's been to Werribee. He's been everywhere, so he's loving it, and I'm sure he's going to be at Flemington on Saturday, and if he had his chance to be up at the Gold Coast, but I can't do both at the same, Gold Coast, Eagle Farm, because he's been cooped up. He's been in hibernation for 8 months, and he's coming out of hibernation. He's gonna, and he's up and about. He'll be up at the Gold Coast too. Other news: went over and saw a bit of a feel-good one. I went over and saw our couple of foals over there at Stonehouse, our Pressance Toulouse stripping royalty foal that you can see here. Beautiful markings on him. He's got those grey eyes, and he's a bay grey. We've never had one of those before, but he's a lovely little horse, very kind, and not frightened. Came up and approached us and that, and she's doing really well as a mare. She's back in fold to Grunt, the nice horse of Price's as well. So it'll make a stallion Grunt. So she's in fold to him, and then. As you can see here, this is our Mahuta Lafayette filly. She's doing really well, and she's back in fold to Highland Reel, which was obviously a really nice racehorse that came out from the UK. So they're 2 kind of new first season stallion or new stallions to hit the rosters in the last year or so, and both very exciting. And it's kind of one of those things to sit back in the paddock and have a look at them and wonder where they're going to end up, and wonder what they're going to do on the racetrack. But I know if they are well-performed racehorses, it'll be just that little bit more special, knowing that you've been there for the whole process going through. So good luck to all the owners there. Outside of that, that's all our horses to do, all our horses to follow. So each week I'll try and catch up with someone now that I've been able to go to the trials and get out and get a bit of a tip from an owner or a trainer. And a bit of a lighter side. And I was thinking also, without running it past the other guys, we're thinking about getting a video tip in for a few people as well. So get the owners to send a video in, and we might add that to the weekly wrap as well, where they can come in and put a tip and then see how they go. And if they can keep tipping winners each week, we'll keep putting them on. Thanks, guys.